Welcome back to Car Show 1, where we explore the legends, the lost icons, and the cars that dared to be different. Today, we're looking at a vehicle that broke all the rules, the 1969 Chevrolet Corvair. It's a car that was innovative, controversial, and ultimately short-lived, but its legacy still sparks debates more than 50 years later. So, what made the Chevrolet Corvair so special, and why is the 1969 model so important? The Corvair was introduced by Chevrolet in 1960 as a compact, rear-engine car, unlike anything else being built in Detroit at the time. Inspired by European engineering, the Corvair aimed to compete with cars like the Volkswagen Beetle and Porsche 356. It featured an air-cooled, flat-six engine mounted in the rear, a major departure from the front-engine, water-cooled layout that dominated American roads. By the time we get to 1969, the Corvair was in its final production year. It was the end of the line for a car that started with so much promise, only to be buried by controversy and internal politics at GM. Let's start with the design. The 1969 Corvair kept the look of the second generation, which began in 1965. It had a sleek, almost European silhouette with clean lines, a sloped roof, and a minimalist front end. The body was stylish and sporty, especially in Monza and Casa trims, and the convertible models looked especially sharp. It didn't try to look like a big American car, and that's what made it stand out. Under the rear deck sat a 2.7-liter air-cooled flat-six engine, producing around 95 to 140 horsepower, depending on the trim. The 1969 Corvair was offered with either a 3-speed manual, a 4-speed manual, or a Powerglide 2-speed automatic. While not a muscle car by power standards, the Corvair delivered nimble handling, thanks to its independent suspension and balanced weight distribution. And that's where the Corvair truly shined, the driving experience. Unlike most American cars of the time, the Corvair felt light, agile, and composed through corners. It was more about finesse than brute force, and that's what enthusiasts loved. But the Corvair's story took a dark turn in the mid-1960s when Ralph Nader's book Unsafe at Any Speed criticized the Corvair's early suspension design. The first-generation Corvairs 1960-1964 had a swing-axle rear suspension that could lead to sudden oversteer if not properly maintained or inflated. While GM had fixed the issue by 1965 with a fully independent rear suspension, the damage to the car's reputation was already done. By 1969, despite the improvements, sales had plummeted. GM had already decided to cancel the Corvair, and the final year models were built almost reluctantly. In fact, only around 6,000 Corvairs were made in 1969, making it one of the rarest production years and a collector favorite today. Inside, the 1969 Corvair had a simple but functional interior. Bucket seats, a basic dash with round gauges, and limited options gave it a no-frills, driver-focused vibe. Some models included woodgrain trim and sport-style steering wheels, especially in Monza versions. It wasn't luxury, but it was cool in its own unique way. Despite its controversial past, the Corvair has gained a cult following. Enthusiasts today love it for what it is, a daring car that tried something different. It's one of the only mass-produced American cars with a rear-mounted, air-cooled engine, and it remains a fascinating alternative to the muscle car madness of the late 60s. So who is the 1969 Chevrolet Corvair for in today's world? It's for the collector who values uniqueness, for the driver who enjoys balance and simplicity, and for the car enthusiast who respects risk-taking design. It's a piece of American history, flawed, yes, but also bold, misunderstood, and undeniably interesting. Thanks for tuning in to Car Show 1. If you enjoyed this spotlight on the 1969 Corvair, give us a like, subscribe for more classic car content, and let us know in the comments. Was the Corvair ahead of its time, or did it deserve the criticism?